Chapter 1. What is listening, and why is it so important for leaders? I was ordained into the Church of England in 1973, and the theological training I received was substantially the same as my father had experienced some 30 years before. The 1960s had come and gone, with all their associated ferment in society. Within the Church, books like John Robinson's Honest to God had rattled a number of ecclesiastical cages. But there were still sufficient familiar landmarks and evidences of residual Christianity around, so that the urgency to think about and train people in new ways for leadership in the Church simply was not there. This period was the tail end of what is usually termed now the modern era. Post-modernity was at that stage a word found only on the lips or in the books of a few academics who were waking up to the significance of the seismic shift in society that would come to affect us all. Leading a changing church in a fast-changing world was not a core part of the curriculum in my ministerial formation. It seems to me that, as a church, we have been trying to play catch-up ever since. Writing in the July 2001 edition of the magazine Quadrant, Eddie Gibbs, an Anglican priest and for many years professor of church growth at the USA's Fuller Theological Seminary, sums things up like this. We now have a generation of leaders who do not know how to lead within a context of rapid and chaotic change. We were trained to map read on well-marked roads, not navigate on stormy seas. I believe the changes are significant and irreversible. While tomorrow continues to arrive ahead of schedule, yesterday can never be revisited. One of the books which had a profound impact on me when it was first published in England in 1982, and to which I have returned many times since, is Christianity Rediscovered, an epistle from the Maasai, by Vincent Donovan. Donovan was an American Roman Catholic priest who worked for 11 years among the Maasai people of Tanzania. In this truly prophetic book, we find someone who realized that the old inherited ways of engaging in mission and ministry were neither being effective nor were they truly gospel. Convinced that the existing missionary structures of the church were doing everything but bringing people to God, he took the considerable risk of working among the Maasai, without schools, hospitals, buildings, and other conventional resources. He assumed no preconceived notions about God, Christ, salvation, the church, or anything else traditionally associated with Christianity. Instead, going as Jesus had instructed the 70, in Luke chapter 10, verse 1 to 11, he went empty-handed, except for his faith, to visit the Maasai people where they were, and especially build relationships over weeks and months with their leaders. The results of this approach are described in the book with vividness and moving simplicity, as he shares not only the literal physical journeys he made, but the inner journey of discovery, at the heart of which was a commitment to listening, to God and to the people. As the story unfolds, it is evident that through this double listening, Donovan was deeply challenged and enabled to cut through many Western Christian assumptions, as he sought, having listened, to make Christ relevant to the Maasai through their own lifestyle, language, and culture. Following that experience, Donovan was called back to work in the USA, and having been away for a number of years, one of the things that struck him was the alienation of most young people from the church. What seemed especially significant was the way in which, despite so many cultural differences, they reminded him